Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This is going to be odd. This is my editing process. So on screen you should be able to see both myself, hopefully, and the screen. This is all I can say. My screen share, fun, good. Right, so what I'm doing is editing fights for Grand Slam Series 2. Goody. And I'm going to try my hardest to not show spoilers that much. It's not going to work, is it? I'm going to bring this out after after the first episode of Grand Slam 2. So that'll do that. Right, what am I actually doing? I am going to show you everything from step 1 to step done. Step 1 to step done. That's what this video is called. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, the last fight that was on here, the first fight that is, I've just finished editing it. So the first step is to select everything and delete it, because this editing software doesn't like it when I start changing footage over. It just doesn't. So there. What I then have to do is go through, I'm going to mute this so that it's not being annoying, select all of the files that I won't need for the next bit of editing, which is any fight footage, any robot intros, anything at all like that. House robot segments. What I probably will keep on here is any music apart from the fight music. So there you can see we have pre-fight, fight replay, the file which is the fight card, the cease sound effect, the crossover, drum alarm, startup sequence. What I'm also going to add into here, and they should already be here for some reason they're not, is in Music Grand Slam we need the pit, and where is Rogue Robot? Are they elsewhere? Download Robot Wars. Yeah, there they are. Rogue Robot, pit. Anything else I need? What music are we doing for this one? Let's call that the next bit. Well, let's import the footage first. That seems like a good place to start. I ought to plug this in as well, otherwise it's going to die. Sorry about that. Right, so we want to go to 2019 Series 2. All of this is on a portable hard drive, which is here. Woo. It is wearing away, doesn't like me picking it up. What we need are some competitor shots. So in this fight we have Aftershock and Dead Moose, which happily aren't too far apart. So we're going to import them. We're also going to import from the tournament. We want iPhone footage. Wow, that is big. Why is it so big? That's going to become a problem later on. So we want that one. We want from iPad that one. And from camcorder that one. Now the lighting's all a bit of a mess because it wasn't until after Series 2 I realised what I needed to do to the lighting to make it look good. So I have a little fix for that, which we will do shortly. I also need to try and remember who was in the Corner Patrol Zone, the CPZ. It's Kodiak, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to 2019 Season 2 or Series 2 and add in Kodiak's intro. And we're going to add in from pictures, and I should definitely shortcut this because it's a long way away. Series 2 robots, Aftershock, and Dead Moose. There they are. Okay, is there anything else I need before I start working? Because that would be really annoying. Otherwise, we've got the fight card, which is going to go in first, followed by competitor shot, fight. No, I think we're there. And what I was going to check is the Track list, you like my wallpaper? It's lovely, isn't it? Milo Xyloto, good album. So here we go. For Fight 2, we want Blind Faith, and if it goes to a judge's decision, I will do a fight replay, and it's Edge of Destruction. And I don't think it does go to a judge's decision. I think it's a knockout. So, let's... no, we want to add music. My bad. They do the same job. I don't know why they're labelled differently. They could just, like, not. And Blind Faith, there it is. Track 18. Cool. Okay. That seems to be everything in place. So the first things first, we've got our lovely track set up, and I'm going to actually add a video track because it makes life so much easier than having to try and worry about everything else. First thing we're going to add onto the main track is this bad boy, which is a bit of screen recording, a bit of screen capture. I'm going to delete the audio from it because we just don't need it. And we're going to... Wait for it, wait for it. It's not that one. It's not that one. There we go. Who presses from beginning? That's just a really dumb move. Okay, we're not going to use all of this because it's massively long. I did that on purpose so that I would have enough, not too little, and have to loop it, which is just more work. It's easier to cut something than it is to loop it. There. I should say, the thing I'm using is Movavi Video Suite 2020. Oh, it's very fancy. It does loads of stuff. It converts video, records computer screen, creates slideshows, photo editor, audio, whatever. It will do anything. Very, very useful. I'm getting to use it because I'm getting used to using it anyway. Right, the second, we're going to add in the fight replay music. Now, most people will tell you don't add music first or second, that's dumb. But I actually use it to see how long this bit of footage needs to be. Something just flew into my eye. That's really annoying, especially when I'm filming everything. Okay, it's about there. I want to edit. So we're going to crop that down. We're also going to turn the volume of the music down because at some point I want to do some voiceover for it. So let's say 43. That seems like a good number. And we're going to turn it down here as well. I do both because it seems to work. We'll go to 30 for that one. See how that sounds. Yeah, that's moderate. Okay. We're going to add in our first bit of footage, which is going to be Aftershock, the first of the two robots I want to introduce in this fight. So, we're going to transition. I've got my favourites here set up. I also have gates. I don't know if I'll ever use the gates, but I have them. For this one I'm going to use zoom in, zoom out, because it looks fancy. Oh, yes. But that needs to be a little bit longer, I think. And at this point, I want to add in the second bit of music, which is pre-fight. We're going to chuck him down there, and that's going to start at the same time as this bit of footage, because then it's easier to edit around. So half of this track, it's a very short bit of music, is going to be introducing Aftershock. The other half will be introducing Dead Moose. That's how that works. We'll go 40. There is no consistency. That's still a bit loud. We'll go to 30. That's about right. I might try and bring that... No, I'll leave it at 31. That'll do. Yeah, okay. So, we're going to do this with the... It's about there is a quarter of the way through, whereupon we want to transition to the Aftershock picture. And I've just realised I didn't crop that. Nice. What I really wish I'd done for the these bits, the video intros, is have spinning weapons spinning and flipping weapons maybe closing or something, I don't know. But like in actual BattleBots, they have bits moving, not actually powered. So for example, if they showed death roll off, they would go over there and spin it with their hands and then move back for the shot. And it would spin for a bit because it's on some sort of bearing, so it doesn't stop. But anyway, right, for this one, I had to make my own transition, and I really wish there was a way to, like, just have it as a transition, because the other thing I have to do is chroma key it, which is exhausting work. I think I've placed that in the exact right place. So we'll go to chroma key. Right. We're going to choose green as my colour. See if that worked. Oh, he good. Yeah, right. Now we need to extend. That is halfway through the track. We're going to stretch that out to there. Whereupon we're going to introduce Dead Moose. So we'll chuck Dead Moose in there. And I can't remember what I do here. Do I just swap to the other robot? I think that's probably for the best. Yeah, it looks funky. And cut. Just a little bit before that. There we go. Select that to cut it. Delete the excess. And we want Dead Moose's fight card. Dead Moose from Ottawa in Canada. And I keep forgetting they're an international robot. And I could use them in international tournaments. But I ain't going to. Because it's Dead Moose. Okay, we don't just want it to cut. We want to cross over again. So about... Ooh, that's... No, that's not enough. About... There? Why have you gone up there? It's because you've got an audio track, isn't it? You're just doing it to spite me. Right. And then we will chroma key that. Green. Green is not a creative colour. Ooh, a little bit late. Okay. That's where things get complicated. Nope, definitely. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep, that'll do it. Cool. Right. Good. And then we just need to extend the Dead Moose thing to about there. Whereupon we're going to introduce the house robot, which is Kodiak. Sorry, that's not just me having a mental breakdown. That is the bit of music that is on this clip. And it'll be very loud. Properly rocking out. Cool, let's turn that down. To what? 20 something? 31, that'll do. It's close enough. Again, no consistency. Although actually saying that, I think this is the second clip I've turned down to 31. Good, okay. And then that will disappear. And then we're going to go Roboteers standby. And I've just remembered a bit of footage I haven't included. Oh, you silly poo. Grand Slam 2019 tournament. Lights change, because that's a thing. Why I did it, I don't know. It's just another layer of something, isn't it? Right, at this point we want Roboteers Standby, which is our startup sequence. That's what that is. It's a little audio clip. I edited it all together, because just putting the singular things in, didn't like it. It would go bzz if it was cease, or activate if it was activate, or 2, 1. They were all individual, so I edited them all together, and bingo, bango, bongo, you got the whole startup sequence.
Roboteers, stand by.
And that is that. Why it's not in focus, I don't care. Because there's nothing I can... Whoops, Daisy. Nothing I can do about that now. That should have been something I did before. So we'll get rid of that, and we will pop in Mary Poppins, which is what I'm referring to as the track, the actual bit of footage, footage, the tang. Why is it a funny colour? Because I didn't know what I was doing with the lighting. So at the minute it's optimising the HD clips, which means it was recorded on something that recorded it in either 720p or 1080p. I nearly said 1080, that would have been dumb. And at this point there's not a lot else you can do because it's busy. I'd tell a lie. What I could be doing is trying to... Oh, it's done. Trying to line up the other tracks. So in the second track we're going to put the iPad footage, and in the top track we're going to put the... what I call the back corner footage, the camcorder, the video camera footage. So at this point in time, it is all over the place. Literally all over the place. Everything is everywhere, and everything is everywhere, and everything is everywhere. Is there anything I haven't included yet? No. Cool. Ah. Fun times. The fun times, they don't stop. Right. I can line this up now so that I can see it looks like that. Don't you dare replace it. That's real annoying. Yikes. Are you now in the right place-ish? Maybe? And then this bit. That looks like a 3, 2, 1 to me. Try and line it up and hope for the best. Shall we see if we've done it? We have.
Okay, this is take.
Ooh. Did not line up that bit very well. Oh, now that bit's not in line either. Bottom burps. I'm gonna go there. Let's see, shall we?
Okay, this is take 2 of fight 2, hands 2, activate 1. Good, right, here we go.
Right, they are a little bit behind, so we're gonna just shuffle them up a bit. So that one's going to about that, and then that one's going to about... There is no easier way of doing this, at least not that I know of.
Good, right, here we go again. Good start.
Wow, real false start on this one. But it doesn't matter. Yes, it does, because I want 3, 2, 1. So actually, that should be fun. Now I know I'm always moving when it says Roboteers stand by. It's when I move around the arena to get into position. So the camera footage will be real shaky, and the audio will have lots of clumping. I delete all the audio anyway, but I'm also likely to walk in front of a camera. So what I do instead is cut from after they say Roboteers stand by. So just about there. I'm going to take all 3 tracks, snip, and then take these 3 and delete. and then that should all be lined up perfectly, deleting the audio track, and we'll check it.
3,
2.
1. Activate.
Works perfectly. And that is as much as you are going to see for now. That's not, I'm joking. What? It's not COVID, I promise. So, for Grand Slam 2, I've made the executive decision to not go backside, topside, front on, activate. I've decided to go for old style, one robot, other robot, arena logo, big. I'll explain that better. So, none of the start, doesn't matter what they're saying at this point, none of the start will actually be on this camera. I am just going to watch this camera footage to see where I want to start deleting stuff. So this bit here might actually be quite good to have because my arm is in the way from the front on camera. It's one of the advantages of having a multi-camera setup. You can get better angles, not necessarily the best angles, because obviously there are hands. Now, to all those people who say just wear green gloves, I say to you, just wear green balaclava, then I don't have to see your stupid face. Green gloves won't work for the reason that you need to be able to have what is going on behind the green gloves as a separate thing. Let me explain. What can I explain with? This jumper. Okay. What I'm doing here, hello, 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 is going to be covered by a green glove. You can't see me, can you? You can't see what I'm doing. Currently, I'm sticking my tongue out at you. It doesn't work, okay? You need to be able to see the thing behind it as well as... Yeah, I would need to have cameras on the back of my hands, and there is no technology that is good enough to do that without having, like, because my hands are on the robots, it would just be darkness. So, yeah, no, it doesn't work. Sorry to rain all over your parade. So, at this point, I am going to start chopping bits. So, we're going to cut there, because it's a bit of footage I want to use. At this point, Aftershock smacks Dead Moose, and again, I probably only want the first hit of that, actually, because after that, I spin up again. In fact, do I even want it from this angle? I probably don't. I probably want it from the top-down angle because I'm on this side of the arena. So we'll do that instead. That's a big hit. That is an extraordinary hit. Ah, right. This is where I will want to cut because I've moved around the arena. So my hands come out. I'm going to select all 3 tracks and snip them all, because at this point I'm going to be walking in front of a camera. So we shall just wait for it all to catch up. I will then wander around the arena, and just before I stick my hands back in, so a little bit before that, about there, we will cut again and we will delete this. This is how I magically teleport all across the shed. The shed. So at this point, these 2 bits can go because I don't want them from that angle. I'm going to use that angle instead, and we're going to... May not even use that angle, to be honest. I thought I was playing. Oops. Wait for another good moment on this camera. And it might be a while before the robots appear again. This is what slows me down quite a bit. So there is Dead Moose there. Yeah, that's a good bit of footage. So we're going to go back to about there where Dead Moose turns. We're going to snip that, delete that. I could just save up all the deleting bits for later, but I'm not going to. Okay, so Dead Moose gets yeeted. Aftershock tries again. Another few good hits, all staying on this camera. Then Dead Moose drives away, comes back round. No, I think when Dead Moose drives away, that's the prime moment to cut that bit of footage. And we'll go to a different camera, probably the face-on camera. I'm glad I decided that because Dead Moose comes back round and pushes Aftershock away. And now somehow Aftershock is laying down. And being lifted up by Kodiak. So yeah, this is all stuff we can use. So that one I'm going to use the front-facing camera. But the moment Kodiak comes into play, you can't see it. In fact, just a bit before that, because Dead Moose pushes him just behind the screen. So we will go from here. Kodiak comes in, lifts up Aftershock and drops them down again. Dead Moose reverses. And probably at the midway stage of the arena, I would say. So about there. I'm going to want to swap to the front-facing camera to hit the arena button. At which point we will cut back to here. Because I turn on the drum, and that is on this camera. Always on this camera, and I always switch the drum the wrong way. Dead Moose pushing Aftershock into the drum. Whoa, that was chaotic. Out go Aftershock. How? I don't know. And Dead Moose wins the fight because of an arena hazard. Dead Moose is a deeply upsetting robot. Dead Moose does a celebratory spin, and that's probably it for that footage. So let's go through and delete all the other bits I don't need. That's those three sorted. And now we look at this angle. By this angle, I mean the top-down view. So I can tell you from where I have snipped here, because I move around the arena, my arm then gets in the way, and so does my head, and everything. It's very, very annoying. In fact, prime moment. Excellent footage, this bit. You can see my back in the pit. So that's good, isn't it? We're going to delete all of that because it's useless footage. What isn't useless footage is this bit here. So from activate, 3, 2, 1, activate. It's pretty quick when Aftershock hits Dead Moose, but it's about here. Is it about here? I would say it is. Just find it properly. There's activate, up to speed, smacking. Let's say there. First bit can go because I want the front-facing camera, and then the arena's a real weird colour in this fight. It's sort of a bluish colour. Not sure I'm a fan of that. Aftershock absolutely smacks Dead Moose 1. Spinning up, get your hand out the way, Jev. So what I could be doing, actually, at this stage, is telling you how I sort out the colours. I'm going to try something new, because I feel that a lot of the footage in this series is going to be a sort of bluish colour. First thing I'm going to do is brighten it up. And I've set up this lovely little preset called Back Corner that I'm just going to apply to everything and see if that works. So it brightens everything up a fair bit. Does it brighten it up too much? I'd say no. How can that camera be a sort of pinkish colour, yet the front camera is very, very blue? Aftershock sort of falls over. That is disappointing. Yeah, okay. So the back corner colour sorts out certainly this camera angle, certainly this camera angle, because it was very dark before. Not necessarily the main track. So I'm going to highlight the main track, and we're going to play with some colours. Let's do advanced. Okay. Brightness-wise, I think that's probably too bright. 20 will do it. Contrast up at 60, I'm fine with that. Saturation. What is that doing? Is that just affecting the reds? Yes, it is. I would also argue that it's sorting everything else out. I don't play with them. Right, hue. Hello, hue. Ooh, that's a... We're having a disco in the arena. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. We're going to change that to 0. Temperature. Let's warm up the arena a bit, shall we? No. Is it tint? Surely that just makes it green. Well, how do you stop it being blue? Is it gamma? Oh no, it's not gamma. That just makes everything darker again. Actually, is that working? Didn't get a chance to look. No, I would say that is upsetting on the eyes. Very upsetting on the eyes. We're gonna put that back where it was. Put that thing back where it came from. So help me. White balance. Choose the whitest thing in the arena. Hello, that sort of fixed it a bit. Did it? I don't know. But anyway, we found the white balance. Okay, we're going to save these adjustments as Grand Slam to cock up. There we go. The lights are a funny colour. Okay. From here on, I'm going to splice it up. I'm going to splice up the footage to select like camera angles. Because I've only got 3 angles in the arena and want some close-ups, all I have to do here is crop. And it does make it incredibly grainy. I'm not a big fan of it, but I haven't installed other cameras in the arena. I don't have other cameras to install. If I had a few GoPros, you know, I think I probably would. I'd put them, definitely one looking over the CPZ. I'm not sure where I would put it though, because it would get in the way wherever I put it. This is the issue I'm having. Okay, first bit is going to be of Dead Moose. I don't know whether I have improved this. Yeah, I don't think I have. It's a funny yellow colour. I don't like it. We're going to undo that colour change. Oh, no. Set everything back to noughts. Or ones. Or 150s. Oh, it is just a funny colour. Okay. Okay, that bit is going to be cropped down to see aftershock. Never do that. Never ever do that. Thank you. And that one is going to be the logo, which is not central to this.
Three, two, one, activate.
Okay, I always start every fight with a wide shot of the arena. Always, always. So I only crop it down a little bit and pop it there. Some of this footage is going to be really dark, and I can only apologise. So this bit should be okay. In fact, before then. Crop it about there, or snip it about there. This bit here, we're going to sort of do that. This bit here, we are going to crop down to about there, I think. You'll notice whenever I do footage, or whenever I like zoom in on something, wherever the robot is heading will be in frame. So you'll always know, this will upset it completely forever, but you will always know where the robot's going, or a robot is going, just by the path. So for example, floor flipper shots will be wide because the robot's going flying. For example, there I've recorded the top corner of the arena because I'm, you know, chucking a robot over there. This bit of footage here, I think I'm going to, yeah. I'm going to snip it there, and we are going to crop this down to the top corner, but try and crop a bit of me out, because you don't really want to be watching my legs. I'm tempted to leave that just as is, although you can see the whiteboards in the background and they start to spoil things, so... Although actually, no, they don't, because I filmed everything in order. Oh, dare! John Burko there. Seeing as nothing's going out of the arena, we don't need to film as high, so we will go for that. Marvellous hit, but because the robots are going lower in this shot, we're also going to film lower, or crop it lower, and sort of pushed around the middle onto the floor flipper. Okay, so just before Dead Moose comes around to push, we're going to snip that, and this bit's going to be cropped to sort of a bit central, I think, bit there. You'll notice we're 39 minutes into this video and only 2 minutes into the fight. Editing is a long old process and I dislike it for that reason. Hence why it's taken so flipping long to get Series 2 going, because each fight takes me roughly an hour, I would say. Longer fights take a little bit longer. Right, for this one we're going to have a bit of a wide shot coming down to the bottom of the arena, because again that's the path of the robot. So in fact I'm tempted to bring that earlier shot in a bit. What you don't want to do is have camera angles like too similar, so if we go for that, I think we'll be winning. Yep, neither robot leaves the frame, aftershock is sort of knocked over, and then we zoom out quite a lot for Dead Moose pushing aftershock back into a corner. Now for a corner shot we want to zoom in on the action, and the action is over there with Kodiak. So we're going to zoom in to about there and do that. So another thing I don't do anymore is leave the whiteboards on the chair. They will go elsewhere during filming. You can see why I upgraded Kodiak, because it was a real pain to use and reset. So much nicer having them both operating off the same bit. Dead Moose reversing into the arena button. We'll try that, shall we? Gets to about halfway of the arena, I believe. Yeah, that does it. That does the job. And does my face appear? Yeah, it does. Upsetting. So the first bit of this is going to be the drum starting up, whereupon we'll add a sound effect in a bit. Because, oh yeah, we've got sound to do as yet. Aftershock just in front of the drum in this shot. I think it's the first time there's been a robot sat in front of the drum. Also, how funny would it have been if Dead Moose had gone over to press the arena button expecting to get the drum, but like Rogue Robot happens or something weird. There goes Aftershock. Eatus Maximus. Just one of the pegs caught the spinner and just took it. Which, in fairness, is exactly to design. It was meant to catch little bits and drag it out. Which is why I put it at the edge of an arena, because then robots like Dead Moose stand a chance of winning fights. Push bots need a way of winning, basically, other than the pit, because the pit's boring. It also hurts a lot more than the drum does. Then we're celebrating. Or did I call cease immediately in anger? Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so I'm going to pop in the cease sound effect, which is 10-second sound clip, because it didn't like it before, as I said. We'll pop it in about there. In fact, it needs to be a bit earlier, because I like to pop cease in just before a robot stops moving. It's more realistic. There you go. Cool. So before I start leaning over and doing things, at least so that you can see, we're going to snip there and take that bit and delete them. That's going to be the end of that fight. And we are going to leave that up at full blast. Drum next. There's to be my drum. Where does the drum start spinning? Round about there, doesn't it, Governor? Drummer noise is annoying. Oh. That'll do. I am going to turn that down a little bit. Down for what? That'll do. Don't need to go into the other settings and turn it down anymore, because it's already turned down. For what? Turned down for what? Cool, right. Blind Faith is a good choice for this fight, because it's a short fight and it's a shorter track. Where did I put it? I'm legally blind. It's that one. So it's going to go activate. Activate. Oh. Needs to be about there. But it needs to be a bit earlier than that, because fight music makes every fight better. I would say this is a really stupid fight otherwise. In fact, it has grounds for being highlighted. but I'm not highlighting fights. I say that. I don't want to highlight any fights in Series 2, but I might. I think it's more work to highlight it than it is to just edit it, because I have to edit it normally first and then chop it up. It's only 6 fights when all's said and done. Series 3 might be highlighted, as in the fight won't be included in the main broadcast. It will be in a highlights reel, maybe half the series in.
Activate.
Don't get copyrighted. Don't get copyrighted, or I will cry. Yeah. Good, good, good. Like the fact the screen comes in just as Dead Moose is yeeted. It makes it more realistic. Okay. I then will cut the music here, because that's the end of the fight, and we will do a 2-second fade out. As it says cease, you won't even hear it, because it will go and it stopped just like that. Good. The last thing to do then, now that all the rest is done, is to add commentary. That was commentary, not Coventry. So we say add record audio. We're going to play the video during the recording. I'm going to mute the recording, because otherwise you end up recording the sound that you've already put in, because, you know, reasons. And we're going to do some unscripted fun. We'll see how this goes. This is how I do everything. Most of it is unscripted. The only thing that isn't unscripted is the house robot intros, which I ought to actually bring my iPad over, because it has all the house robot intros on. And there is some pure gold in here, but it is Kodiak I want. So we shall pop that. Yeah, here we go. An amazing first fight to start the series, and we've got another to follow in just a few minutes. Dead Moose against Aftershock. But before that, I just want to talk about our main event tonight. Shadowcat, the reigning champions, are hoping to defeat the Money in Rapid. It should be an excellent fight. 2 flipper lifter designs, only one can stay in the arena. You're not going to want to miss that one. But back to the next fight, Dead Moose against Aftershock, and it's Aftershock we're going to look at first, the vertical spinner. We last saw these in the Grand Slam pilot all the way back in 2017. Strong and redesigned since then with a new tooth, a new chassis. Everything is new, in fact. Meanwhile, Dead Moose, the original robot that I made in Fan-Made Robot Wars. This thing is a box. I'm not sure what else I can say about it, other than the fact it can roll over. Should do something. Just check it all sounds okay. An amazing first fight to start the series, and we've got another to... Okay, so that is too loud. There we go. Turn it down a bit. Flipper lifter designs, only one can stay in the arena. You're not going to want to miss that one. But back to the next fight, Dead Moose against Aftershock, and it's Aftershock we're going to look at first, the vertical spinner. We last saw these in the... Cool. Something. Should do something. Quality line there, Jevon. Okay. Recording the house robot line then. Once again, add record audio, start. And in the arena for the house robots, a bear with no remorse. Another new addition to the roster this series, the mighty Kodiak. And immediately regretting that because I didn't mute the sound, you silly wombat. You gooseberry. Try again. And in the arena for the house robots, a bear with no remorse. Another new addition to the roster this series, the mighty Kodiak. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. And in the arena for the house robots, a bear with no... So again, we're going to have to turn this down to about 25. Yep. And turn this down a little bit as well to about 25. And in the arena for the house robots, a bear with no remorse. Another new addition to the roster this series, the mighty Kodiak. It's fun to voice over yourself. Right, the startup sequence I want to turn down because I like to talk over that bit. Let's go put that down to about 50. Yep, that sounds good. Aftershock, veterans of the wars. This is the first time, though, we've seen Dead Moose, so might do something. Feel like I've repeated myself there. We'll do that one over. Aftershock, a veteran of the wars. Will Dead Moose really do that much to them? Yes. And something else I've just forgotten to add in on this bit of footage, something I started adding in the, I forget what it's called, Contest of Champions, is the zoom out. So we're going to drag that across for the entire clip, double click on that one, make that a bit bigger, and centre it. Yeah, there we go. So it should zoom out when I'm talking. Aftershock, a veteran of the wars. Will Dead Moose really do that much to them? So it's about there we want to start our next recording, and I'm going to try and do this in one take. So here we go. Aftershock immediately up to speed and coming in for a slam on the front of Dead Moose. Probably the worst place they can go for. That bucket scoop negating the attacks and managing to push Aftershock against the arena wall. Aftershock trying to get round the side, I think, and a good hit there. Just knocking Dead Moose up. And oh, good grief, that was a big hit. Dead Moose now propped up against the side wall. We want a bit more of a fight than that, though. Aftershock going for another look, bouncing off of the top of Aftershock. No. I mucked up. Off of the top of Aftershock. That, though, Aftershock going for another look, bouncing off of the top of Aftershock. So we're going to cut it where I start saying bouncing. The look, bouncing. Yeah. About there. So Snippington. Snippington, thank you. Mute it again. Here we go. Just bouncing off at the top of Dead Moose there, and again Dead Moose now away, and there's something on the arena floor. I'm not sure what that is, not sure where it's come from. We will never know. A good hit though, and that time the front of Dead Moose did not help them in any way, shape or form. Aftershock really just bouncing Dead Moose all around, but it can roll over, and it is doing a good job of that so far, and pushing Aftershock onto the floor flipper, and Aftershock on their back. And as their blade stopped, they should be able to self-right from this position, or can they? We were told they can. I'm not so sure. And Dead Moose going for the arena button. The drum is activating. There it goes, spinning away like a whirling dervish. Dead Moose pushing Aftershock into that drum, and this could be a big upset. It is. Dead Moose taking the first win over Aftershock. You've got to sound a bit excited about a piece of, I want to say concerning content, but yes. And that is, as they say, it. All I'm going to do now is export it in high quality as Fight 2 into the episode 1 folder, and bingo bango bongo, wake up device, wake up. Dear oh dear, you can't get the staff. And as I said, it's been about an hour to edit a reasonably short fight. There are many reasons why Grand Slam 2 hasn't come out yet, or took long enough to come out anyway. This is one of those reasons. I absolutely hate the editing process. It is long, it is dull, and that's it really. 111 fights as well, you have to remember. Grand Slam 2 has. Grand Slam 3 is due to have more. Sort of. Some fights will just disappear like they never happened. It is a change I'm making with Grand Slam 3, is that I will write out the fights and do the order of which they need to happen, but what I won't do is make them up into fight cards until such time as I have a good selection of fights. Some then will just go away, because there are some fights in this series that aren't good, and that, quite honestly, are a bit of a waste of time. So yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, this is almost finished exporting, rendering, whatever, and I've sort of had enough for today. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little insight into what goes into editing a single fight. There is a lot. What I now have to do, as I'm realising, is edit this. I've created more editing for myself. So that will be fun, and at some point you will watch this. Bye!